19 makadladla but I think it is an issue ngisho ngiyabekisa nemfundisi angaqala esonveni kufuna ngathi angaqala ayikhulumise lendzaba ye-COVID nasemakhaya kanjalo and it was so disheartening this morning when we heard ukuthi kunemfana lona 17 that passed away. It was actually yesterday. A 17-year-old passed away because of COVID-19. A friend of mine says to me the other day, mangabe kungakendeki kuwe uva ngathi info lemelula. Imagine if it was your 17-year-old that passed away because of COVID-19. Awufuni kufaka imask, awufuni kugeza kahle tandla. Uyaluka ngisho kungakafanele uthenga beer ubambele umngani wakho, you know. And these are the issues I think we need to address makedladla.
Indeed.
Yeah. Sikhulumisa indzaba yemfana wentombazana Dlamini wekunene namuhla ku mina ngawuthi ba vulnerable mawuchecka ama statistics gender based violence ukhanza ukuthi ema victims ngibo kakhulu mawuthi uyalandzelela etikolweni ireport Ministry of Education ebantwana labaphumile esikolweni ngulamantombazana early teenage pregnancies. You ask yourself ilahleka kuphi yini lesingakwendi kahle sibatali noma bona labantwana, and I believe maybe kukhona lesingakakwendi kahle khona. Unfortunately you and I have had an opportunity to sit with two different people or one person actually asifundisa ukuthi age 3 to 5, this is what happens. This is what you need to plant. Last week we were talking about the age of 6 to 12, and today we want to deal with teenagers. Why particularly teenagers today?
Thank you so much, John. So we are ngilika nami sengifuna ukuqhubeka ngalo lwimi logcine ngalo.
Yeah.
Sithite nasibuka sathi lo 3 to 5 uyi foundation yalo 6 to 12. Ngani lo 6 to 12 uthelela lokho lesikhuluma ngako namuhla. Lokho lesikhuluma ngako namhla le adolescent stage. Ngala lo mntwana ubambe buntwana. Ngala so ubuke budzala. Uzama ukuthi bamba doti imbili letinto akuhlanganise. So kule adolescence ye teenager le stage I transition usuka le uya le lo transita ke akusinto lemelula ngoba unetincumo lekumele atende kunetinto latibuta tona itolo kulelivule liphelile sithe uthi lo mntwana yini le what lo akasakhuluma nga what nawuthi uyamtshela uthi leni kuye so uya interrogator uya questiona bo why kakhulu futhi ke nawumtshela unebantu laba bakhomba kwembili laba ama icons noma laba lasebabambe celebrity status nawuthi ukhuluma naye uthi awuma kuyadlala ingane kunalabanye abantu besifazane laba kaachivile naku nanaku umtshelani yena ngoba ke fike la so ulapho lo mntwana lokunye ke John lokwenteka lo mntwana kulesigaba lesi incumbi yaletinto ufunza ngekuthi experiment nawuthi na njengaloku kunabobheya nje ba available ufuna ukubtaster ufuna ukutaster neligwayi to an extent ukuthi angafuna kuva ukuthi kunjani kulala so sikhathi lesimatima kuye ngoba uyakhula nalomtimba umtekela letinye tinto so vele ke vulnerable by virtue of being at this stage lokuba adolescent ukuthi umhlaba ngathi kuvuleka amehlo akho ubona umhlaba uthi awu kana umhlaba umnanzi kanje asengitive letinto umhlaba lo nginiketa tona.
Yeah, I think our effort today makedlala kutama kubonisa abatali ukuthi nje sichukuludele enkulumo between the parents and the child ukuthi yini vele lokungendiwa ngumntali kukhulisa umntwana wentombazana, and especially if you look at the things letigcina tendekile empilweni tebantwana kufanele ukuthi bayoba bafati eventually kufanele ukuthi baphile in a society lenema gender conflicts where you find men still want to abuse men, they want to be on top of women and all those kind of things. They are still expected to perform and to deliver, you know. Is there a certain way to raise a girl child compared to a boy child, especially a teenager now?
Well, girls are complex. There should be a certain way, a bit of a difference, the way you raise a girl and the way you raise a boy. I've only taught boys, so I don't have boys that but I've seen them in a classroom situation. Girls are very delicate. girls khona lo washo that if you educate a man, you educate an individual, but if you educate a woman, you educate a nation. Women, girls are incubators of a nation. So they have a certain way where you can grow them so that they turn out to be what you really are expecting. But before we do that, we have to understand who they are. Who is a teenage girl? What are the characteristics of a teenage girl? Because many times parents may see certain things and just ignore them. And yet those things are so important to the bringing up of the girl.
Yeah. You may want to highlight some of those characteristics.
Yes. Let me start by saying that the teenage time is the most turbulent time of an individual. It's 7 years long. And like Lamin was saying, they are neither children nor adults.
Like 7 years.
Oh yes.
From the time when the child
is going from 12 to 13 years.
Of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if a parent doesn't know that you have a time bomb in your house, you will keep shouting until you exhaust yourself and you will not have energy to actually bring them up. So number one, you must know that it's a turbulent time and it is characterized by change and pain and disillusionment. This child has just lost the warm hands maybe of the father or mother in childhood where they are being taken care of, that tender care and attention. And now is expected to transition, to grow up to an adolescent. So he's like going to and fro. One day he wants to be a child, the other day he wants to be a grown-up. And the mind gets disturbed. And if a parent is not aware of that, we will say things or do things that will make the turbulence worse. Ukanza nawe ugule simo salo mntwana. That's why we need the parents to be up above in terms of maybe education, understanding and reading books and hearing like what we're doing today.
Empower yourself as a parent.
Yes, empower yourself so that when you see these signs you say, oh, that's normal. I know that. So the body is growing, and you know when body is growing, that means food. And the parent has to have food.
So you mean that the body develops so fast when they enter the teenage stage?
Exactly, and the teenagers can really eat. So if you know that, you will know how and so on. You'll just know that this is the stage when we are cooler. Everything, every part of it, the heart, the lungs, everything is just growing.
Yeah.
And of course it depends on food.
Yeah. So usho nje ukuthi budget yakho umntana makangena ku7 makangena ku13 kufuna ibudget yakho ingasafanani
double.
Yeah.
Double it.
Mawuthenga linye tray so uthenga
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also a time when they are very emotional. Like we're saying, they're not getting the love. They don't feel they need it, the hugging and the kissing. Now they want to be away from that, and yet they need it. So it can be a very emotional time. Girls usually just cry, very moody, and you may not understand what's going on. They are missing being babied, and at the same time, nature dictates that I must grow up and start doing things for myself.
Yeah.
So there's that time. Of course, at this time they also sleep a lot, because as the body is growing and they are so active, when they sleep, what has happened? He's sleeping or she is sleeping.
Make uzama kukhondona kuvila lapha yini ngoba phela batali bathi mawusho njalo nje bathi ukuthi kude nje livila nje.
Wow, that's what we used to think. Yes, and we say it. Oh, nyadla nje and you don't do anything.
Is it really girls or boys also?
I think boys more.
Yeah.
Boys more.
They sleep more.
They sleep.
Okay.
They sleep a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's part of the growing up process.
It's part of the growing, because when you sleep, things happen to your brain and your body, and it necessitates growth. If you don't have sleep, then you become irritable, and so they need enough sleep. They say up to 12 hours.
Yeah.
But you know how it is. You have to go to school and so on. The girl child is fearful. She may show signs of growing faster, because girls grow a bit faster. Maybe it's the anatomy. And also maybe because society dictates that she does certain jobs. And so she grows up quickly. We'll talk about that later. Why it is also not a good thing that girls are doing all the chores in the house. I can imagine during this COVID, the girls are doing all the work, and I'm sure they will agree with me. The boys have gone out, maybe behind the house or in any other place, but the girls are there, cooking, cleaning, taking care of children, and so on and so forth. So that is one of the things that we will talk about. Why should it be that the girl child must learn to do all the work at home and not train the boy also to do this? They are all our children. They are equal. They should do things equally and get jobs equally around the house. But also another thing that we see, and I just really wonder what's happening, Emakaya. This is a time when the teenagers have outbursts of anger and rebellion. Not because bafuna kuba rebellious. It is the nature that says, hey, daughter, or you young lady, you're going to become a woman, you better be independent. So sometimes you'll find that there's arguments, outbursts of anger. He's beginning to have his mind to understand who he is, what he likes, how he likes it. He's an individual. And if he doesn't get it during this time, he will be fumbling at university level. So this is the age when he must question. This is the age when he might rebellious in quotes. This is the age where he must speak his mind so that he knows who he is and the parents know who he is. Oh, Siamatiloy, he's this kind of a person. And also it's a time when they want to spend more time with their peers rather than their parents. Like Dlamini had said, Ang siyemdwana, and yet I'm not an adult. But I want to spend more time with people who are like me. And so it is time of moving away from the parental immediate supervision. But parents should not give up. They should just understand, oh, this is the time that akangfuni me. Bonanga, I'm old-fashioned. How mage? If you say, oh, Baba Mdanami, you want to kiss? No. But before he could accept it. But now he will begin to move away from the family. But the parents might hold some reins, because he can go so fast, and if you're not careful, you will not see where he is.
The teenage stage can be described as a very turbulent period empilweni yomuntu. Sengiyacabanga Dlamini phela ukuthi makwendeke ama-turbulences, especially in the sea or in the ocean, we all need to fasten our seat belts, you know. Because if you don't, like bekasho ukhanza ukuthi nalo mntali lento seyihambe naye imcondisa lamabonza kanzi, it's simply because the child is going through this. The role of the parent in all these things, you know, I think we spoke about it. Maybe you may want to re-emphasize it, you know, the importance of planting the right seeds empilweni yalo mntwana asakhula. Ngiyeva make uthi lokunye ku-hormonal kwendeka kwako emtimbeni, it's nature, you cannot do anything about it, you know. But I think even though those things may happen because of science or of biology, the child still needs to behave in a certain way, you know. Angabe so over disrespectful, you know. But I think njengoba ngisho nkosi ngendeka sidzinge njalo ngoba sikhuluma nabo nalabantwana basemakhaya nebadali babo, you know, the importance of the parents to plan the right seeds, the right values etimpilweni talabantwana basakhula, so that even if these things come, they are still grounded or established upon these fundamental values.
Uqinisile John. Ukhuluma make dladla indzaba ye turbulence. Sengikhumbula lesikushido evikini leliphelile kusho ngumhlanga. Uthi mhlanga kumcokwa ukuthi umntwana umlungiselele lokuseda. Lokusho lo mntwana lo awumlungisi kuba i-adolescent seka adolescence. Umcalele ku 3 to 5, 6 to 12. Uma nigibelela ndizeni kuye kugulume lama flight attendants noma le crew, one of the members athi uthi umshayeli walendiza asilungiselele sitawubhekana nesivunguvungu, asifase nemabhande sihlale phansi nangabe kuvulekile lokwema carrier lapha athi akuvalwe sisengafiki kule storm. Lokusho ukuthi vele lo mntwana sifanele ukuthi cisha letinto le moral behavior earlier la lo mntwana so uya kule reservoir noma kule lithange la bekagcusha khona so uyokudonsa nawe somkhumbuta kona ukuthi hayi phela sisi asikakhulumini ngaloko asikavumelani ngaloko athi noma aphakama usebenzise kona kumkhumbuta ukuthi cha ke phela sikhulumile ngaloko. Seniya se springboard lensukela kiso seninalo leli ground la ndlalela khona unlucky nyalo belivele likhona.
Yeah, kunema stereotypes ngosi ekukhuliseni bantwana njengoba sihle sibekisa ngako lento ukuthi ikakhulu kahle abanye bantwana batholakala lapho fanele nasekudlaleni nasekukhuleni nje ukhande ukuthi sekuphuma umntwana kude lo lofundisiwe ukuthi umntwana mawumdala utsuke ulethe ina emhlabeni naku lekufanele ukuthi bese so uyakwenda uyuthathe netinfo lotikhanza tishiwe ucabanga ukuthi ngiko. And some of those stereotypes for instance include indzaba ukuthi ungamshaya umntwana ukuthi so ukhuhlukile lo simply because ungena e-stage nasentombadaneni uthi angathi bathini ngentombadana kumbe mayingena e-stage lokuthi so uganile kumbe so uyabona leto tinfo. I think we need to deal with those stereotypes because I think fundamentally this is what Makedladla is saying, and it is not into kumbe lechamuka enhloko ngile science ekhulumisa lokuthi naku lokwendeka ingabekisa njengalendzaba ekudla ungamshaya umntwana umshayele lamacanza uthi manje uyamosha reckless. But how do we deal with the stereotypes? It's the 21st century. Some of these things may have applied long ago, but naku la sikhona khona namuhla sidincwadi setiyasitshela lokuthi kwendekani umuntu makakhula, but ukhanza ukuthi bantwana asibahandlish ngalokho understand ukuthi le science ithini, you know. How do we handle ama stereotypes in our families?
Johnny ilukhuni lombuzo lokubutako mhlambe mina ngathi uyabona itolo bekumelula ngoba bekunanako lesithi indigenous knowledge. Le informal education beyinengi, it was passed on from generation to generation ngendlela lemelula nyalo lesimo lesesikiso sithi sekulukhuni ukuthi mina ngingaba intentional ngakwakha isikhathi sekucocisana nalabantu abami. 2 nanami angathi ukuthi ngicoce njani nalabantu abami because njengalokubekisa mhlambe nami ngibathole vele ngingakalungele sekungenta ke ngibe compromised kule parenting yami. Ngiva ke ungathi John ngilapho ke i-society, the greater society must play a guardian role. Angibekise nangabe ngingwane nje ngisheshe ngamthola lo mntwana nginabo phela bomalume nabo auntie nabo gogo le ngivungathi le kufanele bese bathi step up sebakhushina mina ngoba angizange senke ngibe ngumtali futhi angikwati kumluleka lo mntwana nami ngimthole ngisemncane sebayangena ke sebadlala lenzima yekungisita bangikhulisele lo mntwana nami. Not necessarily in terms of providing money, but sikhulumela kunale indigenous knowledge loku transfera lama virtues nema values kulo mntanami.
Uthi ngalamafishane bantfu labasembabane abayigibela ibhasi baye kumaphungwane once in a while bayokuhlangana nalabantu abadala labanalo lwadi ngoba labantwana abadalelwe lamadolobheni ukhanze ukuthi senda netinvo lebe bangadendi labadali bethu kulenza ba ye physical development make dlala just quickly ngicabanga ukuthi ikhona lengodi ukuthi umntali umntwana lo intombazana ngami ill treater noma kumbe am treater in a certain way simply because lo mntwana uthele lo mtimba so ubonakala uyinvombi kanzi kumbe kusete la ngedulu lengcondo you know. How can we handle that, you know? How do you actually determine if lo mntwana akusiko lokuthi usemdzala simply because we are looking at the body? Is there a way to look at that? Because njengoba ushilo basheshe babe nema hips sebane mabele, you know, and kumbe lo mtimba wabo vele so ukhombisa ukuthi ngathi ngumuntu lo mdzala lona, you know, and the way you treat them could be a way lokufanele ukuthi treat ngayo umuntu omdzala but lo muntu usengakafiki kuleso sigaba leso.
Uthinza something that's very important. Let's go back to saying that if the parent is not healed themselves of what they went through when they were growing, then it's very difficult to treat the girl child in an honorable way. The science is still there. Our great grandparents had the same science. It's just that it wasn't written. But they knew their place with the girl child, that you respect that child. That's why in some African cultures, your children are named after your own family. When you give birth to a girl, you have given birth to your mother. And you will name her your mother's name. There is respect, because even the name you give, you respect that name that was given to your mother.
Umaga wakho lo.
Umaga wakho lo.
Noma nkoko wakho.
Noma nkoko wakho. Noma ngisisu wakho. Noma ngputi wakho. So there was that African, you know, it's like a renaissance. You keep on repeating the people that have been. And that kept the people sane in looking at a girl child as a natural thing. It's like a tree that is growing. You don't pluck the fruit before time. You respect it, you nurture it until the time comes when she's a woman and ready to live for her home.
Yeah, and you will not have doubt when the time comes.
You will not have. Yes.
Si dawuthatha ke likhefu ngemaswahla amahle sibuye ke sikhulumisa yona ke ndzaba sikhulumisa ke ndzaba yokukhulisa umntwana wentombazana tinengiletinvo letingendeki kahle bantwana bayakhala bakhala ukuthi bahlukubetwa abatali noma kumbe senebatali bayakhala ukuthi lo mntwana makangena esigabeni sekukhula khula lesile sithi ngasilumbi teenage stage ukhanze ukuthi abatali abasakhona ukuphilisana kahle nebantwana kubangwa yini lokho in particular during this time of COVID. You may find ukuthi banenge batali nebantwana la sebabene bugudlugudlu ngesizathu sekuthi umshiye alele umkhanza alele ukhanze macanza aphelile so uchasile make dladla ukuthi kubangwa yini sitawubuya ke masinyane emaswahla amahle.
COVID-19, yes, the coronavirus. It is now our daily talk. It is now our everyday breaking news. I think it's high time we all come together and make sure we bring an end to this. Because we can't sit down while it's still takes given by the health department so that we can protect ourselves and also protect others. I just wash my hands before I touch. I just close my mouth before I cough. And I just close my mouth before I sneeze. And I don't go to parties, that's a risk, yeah. I see. I wash my hands before I touch. I see. I close my mouth before I cough. I see. I close my mouth before I sneeze. I see. I don't go to parties, that's a risk. I see. People going through a lot. I see. Coronavirus is a threat. I see. I don't go to parties, that's a risk. I see. I close my mouth before I cough. In case you're wondering, just wash your hands in case you handle things and then keep an eye if you sneeze or cough, gotta keep it covered. I mean, who am I? Just a person living, wanna see you living cause I value life. Eswatini, raise up, we gon' fight and conquer cause we really got this. I see. I wash my head before I touch. I see. I close my mouth before I cough. I see. I close my mouth before I sneeze. I see. I don't go to parties, that's the reason.
Believe that some of the people you know can never be trusted at all. You gotta be cautious. Wash your hands more often. Can trust everything that we touch. And when you sneeze, you gotta make sure you cover your mouth, but not with your hands, cause you do not know who you gonna touch or what you have touched before all of that. Avoid meeting up with too many people for your own good and everyone else. You gotta make sure you keep it all clean. Watch how you maneuver, look after yourself. A hand sanitizer won't kill you. Make sure that you use running water. Just think of our brothers and sisters in the country and the ones that are outside the borders. Yeah.
I see. I wash my hands before I touch. I see. I close my mouth before I cough. I see. I close my mouth before I sneeze. I see. I don't go to parties, that's the reason. Let's all come together and all say, not today, coronavirus.
Sehlelweni Embili Kanye Kanye sikhulumisa ke indzaba ikhulisa umntwana wentombazana dina ngiletinto letendekako le kuthi ngake batali nanabo basonzele baconze futhi lokuthi ingabe kwendekane kulomntwana makathatha letigaba sesivile ukuthi emacanza acethwa yini efridgini sivile ke nalokuthi yini lokuthi bathi valele kamerweni uthi make dladla kunesikhathi lapho khona lo mtimba ubita lokuthi noma umcela lokuthi engazothi vele ungahlala lapho utokhona lokuthi wende letinto lekufanele utende ikakhulu kati lokukhula physically. These are some of the physical development processes lendekako. Maybe we'll also quickly look at the processes mentally. What happens in the mind of this young person? Okay, wathi dlamini ke masingena la ihlelweni banfana bakhula ngalokuthi baphele kubuta imibuto mabana bo 3 years babe yini lokho emake yini lokho you have to answer those questions, but lo mfana masekangena kule stage se teenagehood the questions will begin to be more meaningful and deeper. Angadothi bosho ukuthini dlamini mawuthi lama questions aqala kuba deeper makana labo 17 labantwana siyathi makana bo 3 babe yini lokho iphela uchafathelani lawo mfana ngifuna kuvele lokho yini lokho mfana osiyahlanyela uyamchazela uyafunza, you know. But I think as a cooler, like you were saying, the questions will need you to understand the real reason why the child is asking that question.
Ngiyabonga John, ngifisa kuba very specific. Evikile liphelile kunembuzo lo hambisana naloko lobuta emhlanga. Uthi lo mntwana utobuta uthi what is sex? Lo akasabute ukuthi what is sex. Angisumtshelile ukuthi what is sex. Ngento yakube igender, ngento yakube activity. Lo so ubuta the whys of sex.
Yeah, must I do sex also?
So we are interrogate lo mntwana usinaka kubuta uve glumela lo mtimba.
Yeah, why must I not?
Yes.
Uyabona.
Normally ke indzaba etekulalana nje nabayibuta kulesigaba lesi iba madima.
Yeah.
Mhlambe make dladla ngangeta but nje ngicela kusho kubili noma kuthathu lokwenta lokumadima. One, indzaba etekulalana, we all have our personal experiences around it.
As parents.
Mhlambe ngaba experience yakho usakhula, lenye ingaba yinhle, lenye ingaba yimbi. So nasekakubuta lo mntwana ukukhumbuta emuva. Kwesibili ukhanze ukuthi kunake lobe kusho make dladla nawe you still have not overcome lo lokwakuhlupha na usakhula. So nakakubuta lo mntwana ukubuyisela emuva.
Yeah.
Uyalimala. Mhlambe ke lokunye lo mntwana nakakubuta ngaphandle ke kwaloku ukubuyisela emuva ufuna iopinion yakho. Kungenteka kube wena uvungaza uthi utelwati lolwanele ngoba lo mntwana so babukela bo TV baku social media uvungaza uthi lo mntwana akho so usembili kunawo uthi ngidamtshelana. Noma okanye wesaba uthi ngidawuthi ngiyamtshela ahamba yokwenda.
Yeah, nalo ukuthi nje generally I think siba closed up ungavele uthi ungcolile basho njalo, you know. But make dladla, why is it difficult to introduce the sex subject between you and your daughter, whether I am the father or the mother? Yinto lokwenda kube lukhuni ukukhuluma ngalendzaba ekulala kanti njengoba uchazile lokudevelopa kwalomtimba walomntwana kutambita lokuthi letinto soyadiva lokuthi ngathi tifuna kwendiwa noma kwendeka you know but still mina njengemntali kulikhunda ukuthi ngaya kulomntwana ngicela ukuyikhulumisa lendzaba noma ngabe sekayibuta lendzaba but solo nginalo bulikhuni bekuthi ke sesihlale phansi siyikhuluma. Why is it difficult and what can we do to make or to ease the constraint or the challenge of communicating about the subject?
Very good question. I don't have a straight answer. But I think one of the reasons why it's difficult, because I also faced it, it's difficult to talk to your children about sex, is because naturally I may not be the right person to do it. Why? Because partly of what Lamini has said, because I'm not probably in a position to be able to share, because when you share, you talk about sex, you are willing to share about yourself. Maybe I'm not in a position to share it, but they may be a better person. And that's why I keep saying, the children will feel free themselves. They may not feel free when you're talking to them. There's an embarrassment, so to speak. But there are those people that can do it without having to relate what they did. And even if they do, there's been a time lapse. If they ask me about sex, I am already living with my husband presently. So that may not be a comfortable time to talk about it. But someone who has had time and maybe is not even involved now will be better explain, better feel what the child is saying, and there's not embarrassment.
Yeah.
So we need to find significant others. We cannot always teach our children every day. The spectrum is big, and that's how God made it. That's why there are grandmothers, great-grandmothers, aunts who are able to even talk deeper and even realize what the child is going through faster maybe even than the parent. Because the parent is already involved themselves and they have their own issues and they wouldn't want to, teenagers, you can't tell everything to teenagers. They are like loudspeakers. They'll go tell their neighbor, hey, you know what mom told me, So you have to be very cautious about that. Yeah. The other age, the age before, it's very comfortable.
Yeah. I really appreciate your perspective on what else must be done to help these teenagers, But modern society and the way life is now, we've sort of like broken down the structures, or undermined them. They are there, but ngempilo yasedolobheni ngiyabekisa ukhanza ukuthi akusendeki kakhulu, which is why maybe mawathu yabuka even the damage kakhulu lamadolobheni nakhona lemakhaya kumbe ngalokuthi bantwana abahleli nabo gogo, we have neglected to do these things, But in a situation where it's a father and son, it's a father and daughter thing or mother and daughter thing, would you possibly be in a position to advise on a manner to deliver the subject to the child? So na 13 and uyambona la ukuthi njengoba sibekise ngekukhula kwemtimba seka ngaba sengodini, if angakhulumiseki ngaletindzaba, how can you ensure ukuthi kumbe niyayikhuluma lendzaba leyo without feeling uncomfortable as a parent and maybe making the child feel embarrassed while you do that at the same time?
The way we have done it is like if we're watching a movie together, it's a family movie, and there's an issue that is being shown there. Then we will discuss. We'll discuss because we have a premises. You see, the problems that they are having is because of this thing called sex. And then you can now talk about it.
Unpack the subject.
Yes. It will be wiser if there is an activity that you are doing. Maybe you're already teaching them something. And then you can bring it up. Or you're reading a story. Or you're watching something, or there's something on the newspaper.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it's, look at what has happened. Do you know why sex is so strong? Sex is like an ocean. My child, you see what has happened? Don't go and face the ocean. You will drown. And then they say, Mark, what do you mean? Oh, because it's a passion. It is something you do at the spur of the moment. You cannot control it.
Yeah. And
so then you go on to giving them self-control methods and so on. So the best way to teach is naturally. I also say before breakfast, today we're going to talk about it will not go well. It will not go well.
Yeah.
Talk and teach through stories and events that are taking place every day.
Yeah.
You will always find something to say and add what you want to say.
I think also consider the importance of njengoba uke wakusho I think njalo sekuyabuya angeke umqale kumbe sekanalo 13 you know. I think you need to integrate the child kulama stages lawa lamanye but siyakwesaba Nkosi ngiyabekisa nje wena nendoda kade yakho angathi ungakwenda yini umchazela lokuthi ke sisi lana kusuke sekwendeka nje makwendeka nje but I think ngifuna ukuthi sikubuyisele kubatali ngendlela le yakhako lokuthi lokubalekela siyabona ukuthi ngathi kuyaslimata baningi banifana labanye ama single parents namuhla labanabo 16 labanabo 17 labanye labonakala nange education labanye bacoshwe emakhaya because ugcina wena songumntali uthi lo mfana uyetselela ungihlambalatile wahamba wayolanza sisu wabuya naso la umcosho kumba uyohlala kagogo you know. But I think we need to face the truth mangibuka ngendlela lehloniphekile nale yakhako
uteka yona John kulukhuni ku prescriber ukuthi nayi indlela lengiyo mhlambe ngaba ku offerisha ama solutions over and above what Makedladla has said. The best teacher nguwe but msaqala ngako akube nalethi into lebe vele tenteka lokhu kuyangeda kuleti into bensolentenda mhlambe lokunye John ikakhulu nawubuka lempilo lese siyiphila lambabane mhlambe ngeke ukhone kuya kubomaphungwane every month kodwa unabo bangani lobathembako I repeat bangani lobathembako
yeah
le mhlambe angibekise ungamthemba ukuthi bani ngingamthemba ngebantu abami kuba bhlungu nakude abantu le ungathi na ungekho empilweni yebantu abakho wathi ukuthi kusho abantu abami angabashiyi anyway
yeah
but kumele kube khona abantu wendi referral ukuthi ngiyamthemba make bani noma babe bani
uSmakedladla for instance yeah
ukhanze usibafike babhoboke kakhulu kuye kwendlula wena
yeah ngicela uyibambe Nkosi ngifuna sikhulumise naye indzaba yalo ukuthi batali labanengi I would want to appreciate the fact ukuthi bayawenda lo msebenzi manje ngalesigaba salokukhula kwalabantwana uyukhanze ukuthi njengoba ashilo Makedladla sekuba ngathi ba rebellious kanzi ngiso sona le stage we need to speak to the children now about consequences because at the end of the day we may play our part in terms of giving them the right values and things like that maybe Makedladla utakusekhonda you know kunama consequences Nkosi and angathi lokuthi kumbe sonke sibona sesikwendile if besinebantu bebasitshela ngabe kumbe asikakwendi you know. But I think we need to speak to our children about the importance of consequences diningi letinto lebafuna kudenda but tonke tinama consequences kumbe letinye tatu tabubekisa ngato Nkosi mangabe kumbe tikhona letithi matendeka asakhula lo mfana noma afune kudenda tibe nalawo ma consequences lagcina kumbe sekalethe iregret both empilweni yakhe nasempilweni yalomntali
liqiniso John lithi kude umuntu lo ingilosi lokuthi inzalena nje labanye bethu thine batali sinebantwana lesabathola ngekwente emaphutha yet siyathanda kufihla lamaphutha ethu kanti sesiphila nale reality yalomphumela wemaphutha ethu ngicabanga ukuthi kumele sicale lapho nasikhuluma nalabantwana ukuthi abangawendi lamaphutha labawenda ngoba lempilo labayiphila kobona nyalo yi-result yaleliphutha lengalenda so lokho kutabaniketa sithombe lesiphelele se-consequence ukuthi sikhuluma ngani nasikhuluma ngama-consequences so sibafundzise lokuthi nyalo bangacabanga ukuthi they are in control, they are on top of the world but kusasa batakwenda liphutha namuhla
yeah ngicela kubekisa kanjena Nkosi bathi labantwana manje kude consequences as long as yonke into utayenda kahle futhi thina siko rebellious babe nje nguye nje ulukhuna akafuni ngephathini akafuni ngewente ama sleepovers akafuni ngekuma girls outing lonke leto dinvo lethu thina sibatali siandalana ligama linye ngabe lama consequences kutawuba yini asasikhulumise lama activities sisuke sibalelelana labantwana bemantombazane lokuthi baye emaphathini lasebusuku bayewenta ama sleepovers noma bayokwenda lento yabo yema girls outings le bathi all girls kanzi thina sinato letipopolo tethu ngosi asokuchaza ukuthi sisuke salelana sibobabe noma sibomake
ebutsaleni John indlela lobuka ngayo impilo ayisafana nalomntwana nakho nasingena la sikhulume ngevulnerability ye girl child wena njengemntali akusikuthi wala ukuthi ayele usuke uvikela bungoti lobuvedwa kuyale ngiko ke ngicabanga ukuthi kumcwasi nalomntwana phela kangedi sekathi babe ngicela kuhamba kusasa ngoba basically lapho sotocela usugcobe stamp ukuthi ngiyaphuma kusasa ngani nani kukhuluma kusenesikhathi wamvetela so lo mntwana mkutawuhlupha la nala ngoba kulesigaba lebakiso bona ababuki ngendlela esibuka ngayo so thina sisuke simkhawula simjubela so mntanami na utawuhamba entsambama ukhulume make edladla indzabe siba fearful sekutaba nemuntu lo utawufuna ukukuphekeletela nakakuphekeletela sekangahlathatha iadvantage noma nawe ephathini yebo ke ngeva nima girls odwa kodwa kunengi lokunganivelela because impilo ayikho control yenu
ilikhulu makedlala njengoba ngisho labantwana bathi siyabagcinzetela awufuni ukuthi ayelena yena kude into le bheke eceleni lekaya kuyoyenda you know how do we make sure ukuthi aku create tension lakhaya especially now in the times of COVID-19 as encourage bantwana ukuthi bayaluke nesive nje generally you know so uhleti kakhulu ufuna nje kuyovusela umngani wakhe you know ubona kuyi restraint noma kumbe kuyindlela yokumcontroller you know but how do you create the balance to make sure ukuthi lo mntwana uyamvumela abe independence but not also over trust as a parent?
I think the first thing we need to know is that the duty of the parent is welusa. And the parents must speak up and clearly that siyanelusa. I remember my husband used to say that to my girls. Oh, daddy, I said, no. I came and I saw you where you were. And then I passed on. You didn't see me. Ngelusile. So
kube clear.
Yeah, kube clear nje ukuthi ngelusa. If I say you are not going, you should respect that, and I have reasons for that because I've been given a job of parenting. We are not friends. I'm your father or I'm your mother. And my job is to go welusa and know exactly what you are doing, where you are, who your friends are, why. I'll tell them the reasons why and give them examples. If you go out and something happens to you, who is the first person that will see you and come and report to me? How do I know them if you didn't introduce them to me? So you must know their friends. So selusile thina batali singadeni ngasi sibangani balabantwana.
Ngicela kubuya kulelo gama lelo make dladla yendekile lengodi kakhulu yekuthi bantwana labanye bagcina sobonakele kulamantombazane boniwe ngilokuthi bothi umkhulisa kahle wakha ubungani uyabhoboka into letiningi uyabikela uyaphuma uyakhaba uzibani uyahamba uyabuya uyacocela uyajabula but one day ubuya nesiso ngiyabekisa noma kumbe so ubuya nemikhiba lobonako ukuthi yam affecta lo mntwana you know angathi uthi uthini lo mbuto but I think ungakugatha njani umntali lokuthi angakuyengi lo mntwana while we are also trying to teach them to be independent and to live a sociable life because they live in a community where there are people, there are friends, there are activities, you know. You also don't want to deprive them of that. But how do we recognize the deceit behind it so that at least njengoba usho lokwelusa ungathi ingale kanzi hawo seyidle mabele?
Yes, it's true. You have to create trust from the beginning. If you have brought them up well from 6 to 12, you have built trust with them. They can trust you. And you can trust them. And so if your daughter is saying, I'm going to school after that, I'll meet so-and-so at this time and I'll come at this time. If they don't keep that word, then you break the trust. That's where the parent comes in. Don't just take it for granted that what they said they will do. Because you know, we said one of the characteristics is not to be stable. You know that they cannot be stable.
Yeah.
They are not yet, the frontal lobe is not yet developed for them to make such certain decisions.
Yeah.
And so you just have to say, okay, and keep the time, you look at the time, you know, and at the same time, give them a bit of freedom. But your freedom will have a tag. So that now, not out to just pull the tag. Hey.
Sivumelene ngalokho. Yeah.
Yes.
Kunalokunye loku unfortunate ngicabanga lokuthi akusiyo idoing yabo bantwana labangamantombazana. If you look at the statistics, they are victims of gender-based violence, you know, and in particular during the time of COVID-19, where we have enforced regulations to say sit in one place, be in this environment in one place, bangaba vulnerable. From uncles, from the fathers, from the stepfathers, you know. I know it's a subject we will talk about some other time in Zabayama stepfathers, you know. Some are good, but some have caused chaos in our society. We need to speak about that. How do we create a safe environment for the girl child, you know? They've been violated innocently. They've been given the right values by their parents, you know, they were trusting and so on and so forth, you know, but they are vulnerable. They are being violated every day. How do we ensure a safe environment for our girl child?
What a question, John. Ndawucela makedladla aqale ayiphendule.
Yeah. Bayahlukubeteka manje. Yes, bayahlukubeteka, and I think it is within some of the characteristics ushilo ukuthi ba fragile.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
You know.
I think
they are very delicate. That's
very delicate.
That's the word you used, yes.
Yes. Unfortunately, society has reduced women to sexual objects. And sex has been commercialized. You know, you want to sell a car, you have to show the body of a woman. I always wonder what the two have in common. And that is the commercializing of the female anatomy. And women grow up thinking that that is right. You want to advertise a chair, there's a woman. A car, there's a woman, picture of a woman. And they look at this and they think, okay, so I have to be like that. So I think people who advertise in the marketplace must begin to think twice. What they are doing can be very damaging to girls, especially if you are, not how I can say this, if you are showing a certain race of people in those adverts, and maybe there's not even one African, then the girls tend to think, oh, I must be like them, I must dress like them, I must look like them. Commercializing things. So the girl learns early to be taken advantage of, thinking this is the norm. And so that's why and then parents begin to be quiet about, they must not be quiet about it. Must go to the marketplace and say, people think twice, 3 times. Why do you use a woman's body to advertise furniture or car or whatever?
Yeah.
Why?
It's wrong, it's unethical.
Yes, it's unethical. And if the girl keeps seeing this all the time, the brain is the computer. You just keep on downloading, yes, and then you tell yourself, that's what I have to be. And yet, not true. There are certain cultural practices, like FGM. I will talk about them maybe in East Africa and West Africa. Maybe it's not so much here in Southern Africa. Genital mutilations that affect the women in hundreds of ways, even to the childbirth, where it's the thing that you value most in your life, you cannot enjoy because of those cultural practices. And then we know, of course, there's sex selective abortions and child marriages. So that the girl child has been driven to a state where she has to fight to survive. Rape, for example. The way you are questioned and the thing is repeated, it just kills you. So I think there's a lot that needs to be changed in society, the way we see girls, the way we do things, the way we,
advocacy work, Magedla.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you so much, Magedla. Ngicela uvalelise ngosugoqeda isikhathi sethu siphelile.
Oh.
Kuhlupha nje ukuthi tonke into ento ngesikhathi John.
Ya kunjalo Nkosi.
Mina kungaba ukucela nje esiveni samaswati kakhulu kithi thina bobabe. Lo mntwana lesikhuluma ngaye la ngumntwana ethu. Ngumntwana nami ngumntwana nakho asemvikele.
Uvalelisa Nkosi 30 seconds. Ngiyabonga Magedla, ngiyabonga nawe Dlamini Wekunene. Isikhathi sethu siphelile maswati lamahle. Siyabonga kuba nathi ke ehlelweni Embili Kanye Kanye luthole ngekusasa ngensimbi yemfica ekuseni. You can also visit Eswatini TV on YouTube and then just follow this conversation as it were. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on this show. Si Jehova kasigcine sibona nalo kudala siphilile. Nisale kahle.